And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray. Rock Cod Rick Maxa is down at Cedros right now. He'll be back tomorrow, but our co-host today, Mr. Corey Sandin from MC Swim Baits is here, and we're going to be talking some bass fishing today with the legendary Billy Chapman Sr., Billy Jr., Jorge, Frank Preste, Carlos. We got the entire family here. The Chapman family is here in the Mighty 1090 studios. It's going to be a great show. A lot to talk about today on Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the Mighty 1090. It's summertime in San Diego, and that means a couple of things. The getting is good for yellowfin and bluefin off our Southern California coast. A road trip to bag some high Sierra trout sounds like a great weekend. And the Ford Summer Sales event has started at your San Diego County Ford dealers. In fishing, we love to get away, and we love to have the best gear. And right now is the perfect time to upgrade to a brand new Ford truck or SUV. The absolute best piece of fishing gear you could have. During the summer sales event, your San Diego County Ford dealers have great offers on a wide variety of trucks and SUVs, including great financing and cashback offers on some of the most popular models. They've got deals across their lineup to get you into the perfect size SUV for you. And they've got deals on F-150, Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. Great payload and towing capabilities make it the perfect piece of tackle. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel. Bluefin tuna are here, and now is the time to take advantage of this amazing bite. The hot jig last year and this season is the Shimano Butterfly Flat Fall Jig. It's a totally new concept of butterfly jigging, but deadly effective. Best part, it's very simple to fish the Shimano Flat Fall. Drop the jig down to where the fish are holding, then crank it up 30 feet and then free spool. Or cast the jig and let it fall while in free spool. Wait for the bite, then put it in gear and wind. It's that easy. The Shimano Flat Fall is a center balanced jig and falls with a wobbling action in a horizontal position, making it irresistible to big bluefin tuna. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the Flat Fall, ranging in size from the 130 gram to the 250 gram. They're back in stock now at your local Shimano dealer. So get yours now and go catch a fish of a lifetime on the Shimano Butterfly Flat Fall Jig. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. What an exciting show we have this morning, Pete. I'll tell you, full house, and they have Billy Chapman Sr. in-house.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a huge precedent here at the Mighty 1090 Studios and also Southern California here to have the legendary man that created Mexico bass fishing, right?
Oh,
and
man.
you love that bass fishing. I know you do.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've got the woman of my life going down there.
Yeah. That's what we have to start with now. Wait a minute here. So Corey comes back from a trip to Lake El Salto, and now you're engaged.
You know, I'll tell you, It must, right?
Yeah. Nora, she's a wonderful, beautiful lady.
What a wonderful woman. Honestly, Pete, the most wonderful woman I've ever met in my life.
Congratulations.
And to have the old Salto Lodge, Billy Chapman Sr., and this couple sons in here, and the family, and to have met the woman of my life on a plane going down to a Mexican Bass Lake, and just gotten engaged. Went to Martha's Vineyard.
And got engaged in Martha's Vineyard.
Talk about romantic, right?
Thank
you.
So cool. Congratulations, Corey. And it must be something in the water here at the Mighty.
Right?
Because here Ricky gets engaged last month, right?
Everybody wants to catch a 10-pound bass. What's Corey do? He ups us all.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Well, really exciting, Corey. We're very excited, and for you and Denora, congratulations.
Thank you.
You deserve a great
right. And I know Rick went to Alaska and got engaged. I went to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, how about that?
All within a 10-day period.
Yeah, so. I know. Like I say, it's the water here. Be careful what you drink here, guys.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So Pete, we're very honored to have Bill Chapman Sr. here, but we are also honored to have the new mayor of Las Mochas, Billy Chapman.
Billy Chapman Jr.
And it's wonderful to have him and his brother Jorge here.
Yes.
The rest of the family, Michelle, Carmen, Carlos, everybody's here.
Yeah, everybody's here. And Bill Sr., such a pleasure to having you here. You are the pioneer of bass fishing in Mexico. How did this all start?
Well, it's a long story, but it all started, we used to be in the hotel business. And I was there in the office at the hotel, and this bass boat pulled up at the driveway there, and the couple got out of the bass boat and came into the office, checked in for a room, and he was a doctor from Fort Worth, Texas.
Wow!
And he was just exploring Mexico and wanted to do some bass fishing. He asked me, Bill, he says, "How about this Lake Hidalgo? How is it? Have you ever fished there?" "No, I never have." He says, "Well, I'm down here. I like to go bass fishing there. Do you know there's any bass in it?" And I said, "I really don't know because I'm not a bass fisherman. I'm mostly fish the ocean and bay fishing." And so he said, "Well," he says, "I will go explore it. I will go see about it." And, he said, "I might meet you there tomorrow." It was about a 60-mile drive. And I wanted to see what bass fishing was.
This is at Lake Hidalgo.
Lake Hidalgo, right.
Where is Lake Hidalgo?
Hidalgo is about 60 miles inland from Los Mochis.
Oh, okay.
From Los Mochis, a little town by the name of El Fuerte. And that was actually...
That little town that, Billy, your son is now the mayor of.
No. His town is 800,000.
Oh, okay. Now, it's not a little town anymore.
No, not a little town no more.
It's a 500,000 people population.
500,000 people now. Wow.
Yeah, it's a 500,000 with all the little villages around it.
Yeah.
So what did you do, Billy?
Well, he got to learn how to work the Mexican way, and his campaign, he's going to have a hard job trying to change.
About the bass. Tell us how.
Lake Hidalgo. Well, this doctor said, "Well," he says, "I'll tell you what, I'll try to meet you up there tomorrow." So I did go up the following day. I went up to El Fuerte and went to Lake Hidalgo, which is about 14 miles from the village, and didn't go bass fishing with him. And it was a hell of a bass fishing. A lot of bass. Your northern type bass.
Northern.
Wow. Which it doesn't get as big. They used to get about 7 pounds. A 7-pounder, 8-pounder was a big bass back in those days.
Yeah.
And he said, Bill, he says, you got gold mine here. He said, "What do you mean?" "There's a lot of bass fishermen in the States. And you don't know what you have here.
And there's a lot of water in Mexico.
And there's a lot of water. We got 11 rivers and 11 dams in the state of Sinaloa.
Wow.
Right now, approximately. And he said, "You got one hell of a gold mine."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, a lot of people want to go bass fishing in the States." So he came back, but it was one hell of a bass fishing trip.
Yeah. Frank, how did you discover all this bass fishing in Mexico? I know you're all of us. Wait, you're a saltwater guy, Frank. What the heck? Yeah, and now you're like leading all these groups of anglers down to Bill Chapman Sr.'s resort down at Lake El Salto. How did that all
Well, first of all, I started a little bass pond of my own.
Yeah.
That got me started. But, it's a chance for me also, Pete, and I look at it this way, to pay back, all right? I mean, I have been able to make a living down there, and I happened to go down there with a couple customers of mine, Paul Carnes and Ken Carnes. That was my first trip. And when I saw what they had there and what the beautiful accommodations, the resort, how good the food was, how good the service was, I just felt that I could do a lot to help this resort, more people get to this resort and enjoy how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got involved.
And what's cool about Bill Chapman Sr.'s resort is you put your own group together. You take a group of 10 or 12.
12 to 15, and you get the whole lodge to yourself.
Lodge, and you get everybody catering to y'all.
There's
not
not 30 or 40 people or anything else. And the food, I got to tell you, the homemade soups.
Oh.
Every day, those homemade soups, and then and those homemade tortillas are nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Frank, you talk about the food, you talk about the accommodations, you talk about the service, but really the star attraction of the whole place is the bass fishing in the lake itself, and it's
and the camaraderie that you have with the Chapman family and with your group, and that's the nice thing, having the small group.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So, and it's easy to get to. An easy flight into either Culiacan or Mazatlan, and then a couple-hour ride in a comfortable van, and
reasonable flights.
Yes.
Okay.
Not reasonable. If you fly to Culiacan, it's so cheap. It's like $100 or $150.
And I gotta tell you that flying out of Tijuana now is such a pleasure. It is so simple.
Yep.
So well done. They've got to be praised for how well they did that whole operation.
And you can fly to Mazatlan out of L.A. on Alaska Airlines.
And the best part is they're there to meet you.
Yes.
They're there to meet you. They get your luggage on. The way we work it, we get there by 12:30, noon, 12:30. We're on the lake by 1:15. They feed us lunch in a hurry. Well, not that we're that interested in lunch. We want to go fish. And we fish that afternoon. We usually get fish till, maybe 20 minutes before dark, and we're back in.
Corey, you're a bass guy.
I love it.
What's the attraction of Lake El Salto?
It is, honestly, I mean, it's not that you need me to tell you. It's not that you need Frank to tell you. It's not that you need the Chapmans to tell you. Having Billy Chapman Sr. in here, it is, on a bad day, you're catching 30 to 50 fish. And if you want to catch them on topwater, well, you're going to have the time of your life, you know. And honestly, if you're a Senko or worm or lizard kind of guy, you're going to have 100 fish a day. And Frank's laughing because it's
true.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it is. But if you want to stay with, like I like to fish the weedless swim bait from literally throwing it on the bank, pulling it in the water, and the explosive bites. It's calico fish on steroids. Where, if you go anywhere else in the country, you're not going to find this type of fishing anywhere. No. And it's a year-round growth cycle that really sparks the whole thing there. I mean, there's so many 4 to 7 pound fish in that lake. It is insane.
Yeah.
A lot of 5 pounders.
The other thing that really impressed me about those bass down there is, I don't know why, but they pull hard.
Yeah.
They really do.
Warm water or something. Bill, why is bass fishing so good down at your lake?
Well, it's a shallow lake. And I prefer a shallow lake over a deep lake because there's more spawning area.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've noticed, that there's more spawning area in a shallow lake.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I prefer a shallow lake for bass.
And these bass spawn a lot.
And they spawn, and they're looking for good areas for spawning.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I've noticed that with my experience that I've had in stalking lakes.
Why they're so great.
Because at the moment I've stalked about 7 different lakes.
7 different lakes.
7 different lakes in Mexico.
Which one's the best?
It's hard to tell. The shallow lakes seem to be the best taking, the best fishing lakes.
Yeah.
I've had more luck with shallow lakes than with deep lakes.
Well, and, you say shallow, but El Salto, I mean, you could go with 10XD and fish 30 foot of water.
Yeah, 30 foot.
And when you say shallow, I mean, I guess
There's plenty of shallow areas.
That's what it is. Yes, there's a lot of
big
deep
lake.
It is.
You take, for instance, one I'm having an experience right now with something very, very, very strange. Back about 10 years ago, I told this fisherman, have you ever heard of Lake Chapala?
Lake Chapala? Yes.
Lake Chapala is outside of Guadalajara.
Okay.
And it's 100 miles long and 20 miles wide.
Oh, my God.
And it's not a dam, it's a natural lake.
Wow.
Natural.
And
wow.
I told this one fisherman, I've always had my eye on Lake Chapala because of the weather. Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And Guadalajara, year round. And I always look for a lake that has beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And that's not hard to find in Mexico.
Right?
Sure. No, it's not. Yeah.
And they're hot or cold.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And there's no lake in Mexico that has a bass in cold weather. More or less. So I stocked, so back about 10 years ago, there was this guy that came fishing to my lake, one of my lakes, and I said, do me a favor, because he was headed for Guadalajara, and he was going to go near Chapala, but to this big lake. He had no house near the lake, and he said, take some bass for me to this lake in your live well, in the boat. And he took about 40 bass and put them in Lake Chapala, which is 100 miles long and 20 miles wide.
A big lake.
And that's a big lake, but with a lot of feed.
A lot of food. So you put those bass in there, and what happened?
So you know that with 40 bass that he took at the most in his live well and dumped them in the Lake Chapala, now I just heard about a month ago that there's bass in it. In other words, with a lake that long, that big, he stocked it with 40 bass.
And now they're prolific.
And they took a foothold in there.
And they took a foothold. They're not I'm not ready to go there yet.
Yeah.
But they're
there.
They're catching them already.
How long, when you stocked Lake El Salto, how long did it take to become a world-class fishery?
It took about 4 years.
That's it?
Wow.
4 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It made it in a young lake where they had a virgin. There's virgin, they go up fast.
Wow.
So,
really,
Bill, tell us how did you start? They had northern bass there, right?
Yeah, we had a northern bass.
Northern bass, but there was no large,
No Florida bass.
Everybody used to talk about the Florida bass, the Florida bass. You got to get the Florida. Well, I had a customer from Midland, Texas, who had a Queen Air. Back in those days, the Queen Air, with a lot of money, he was in the oil business. And he used to fish with me at least every 15 days. He used to come fly with his family, with his wife, and fish with me. Practically every 15 days, fly in to go bass fishing. And I had a real good relationship with him. And I talked to him about the Florida bass. I said, yeah, there's a Florida bass. And I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll fly them to you. Fly them down to Mexico to you. I'll buy them. You pay for them, and I'll fly them down there. And he took all the seats off the plane and bought the fish for me and brought them to Mexico. So he flew them in his Queen Air to Mexico by contraband, because to get a permit to bring fish into Mexico, it's not that easy.
Yeah. So you smuggled them in.
I smuggled. You got to smuggle
On
them.
air. On air.
A bandido.
That's right.
And you know what? We're all very thankful you're such a bandido, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, I was fishing Lake Dominguez, which to me was one hell of a lake.
Yeah.
And it's a shallow lake outside of El Fuerte. You got Hidalgo. Hidalgo is about 14 miles out of this village of El Fuerte, and Dominguez is about 14 miles. They're right together. And they have a big canal going from Lake Hidalgo to Lake Dominguez. And that's how Lake Dominguez got stopped with the lake with a bass from Lake Hidalgo.
Wow.
And they went, took their trip down the canal into Lake Dominguez.
Wow. Amazing.
And so I said, well, I got to get these Florida bass in there. So this guy brought him, and I forget what his name was. This was back about quite a few years ago. And they took.
Yeah, they took. What do you think, Corey?
I think they did.
Yeah. Hey, success, Phil. You don't mind.
My main competitor back in those days was Lake Guerrero.
Guerrero.
See, it was right close to the market outside of Houston.
Oh, uh-huh.
Guerrero's not too far from Houston, and Houston was one hell of a bass fishing market.
Yeah.
So, and Guerrero was one hell of a big lake, and it was my competitor. So you got competition between lakes also.
How long ago was this, Bill?
Huh?
How long ago was this?
Dominguez Hidalgo back in the 60s and Lake Baccarat back in the 80s.
Wow.
So we brought the Florida bass into Mexico
in
1978. So we stuck Lake Baccarat in 1978, and we had our first season in 1980. This is Lake Baccarat.
Wow.
And then with Baccarat, we stuck Lake El Salto in 1989.
Wow.
So we transplant the Florida bass from Baccarat to El Salto, and then with El Salto, we transplant the bass and put it in Lake Aguamilpa. So these are the three only lakes in Mexico originally start with Florida bass. So before Baccarat, in Mexico, we were fishing for northern bass.
So, Bill Jr., why Florida bass? Why the Florida bass over the northern bass?
Sorry, but it is my dad who has to answer.
Okay.
Sorry, Pete.
Hey, Bill.
Well, Florida bass get bigger in a shorter period of time than your native bass, which is your smallmouth,
right.
Whatever you call it. But they just get bigger and faster in a shorter lapse of time.
And they're more prolific.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Bill.
I got another answer.
Yeah.
We on our dad's side, we're Americans, so we have an obsession, and it's about breaking records.
Yeah.
So this 22.4 ounces pound bass, from 1934, caught in Georgia, is going to be gone sometime with a Mexican lake.
Yeah.
So Florida bass, is going to give us, the opportunity of breaking the world record.
What's the largest?
In Mexico, it's a 1910.
That's a big bass.
Yes, 1910.
Yeah.
1910.
Yeah.
It was caught in Lake Baccarat sometime in the 90s.
The thing about going to your resort, Bill Chapman Sr.'s resort, is you can go at any time and catch multiple fish over 10, multiple fish over 7. You can have the bass fishing of a lifetime. In one single trip, 3 days of fishing, you'll catch more fish, more ways. That's the other thing. And the key thing with that is a guy who is just a horrible bass fisherman like myself can catch a lot of bass in one day.
This is the reason why going to Mexico.
Yeah.
Bass fishing, because we have the perfect lake for the combination of a good number of fish and a quality fish, and the potential of breaking the world record.
Yeah.
So in our lakes, when they're perfect, like right now is El Salto, you go for somewhere between 40 and 120 fish. Average pound is 2 pounds, and probably breaking your personal record. That's going to happen because the trophy bass in America, the average trophy bass in America is about 4 pounds. In Lake El Salto is 8 pounds.
8 pounds is
so I guarantee you that you're going to break your personal best.
Wow.
So,
Frank.
When the last trip we were there, Dean Adams and Joe Almagrande were together fishing together, and they had a 280 fish day.
Oh.
Okay. So that's 140 apiece. The only thing that you said that I just don't want our listeners to, yes, you have opportunities for 10-pound and up bass, but not everybody catches a 10-pound bass, okay?
Right.
Usually there's always a couple, 2 or 3 caught 10, 12-pounders in your group, Okay, so it's not like you're going to go down there and be guaranteed a 10-pound bass, but you've got the opportunity to catch
every
one.
cast.
But I'll tell you what, those 7 and 8 pounders, when you catch them, that's got to be a 10-pounder.
Yeah, they're all 10 pounds, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today, and a lot to talk about, right, Corey?
A lot, Pete. And I'll tell you, having Mr. Billy Chapman Sr. in the house with his 2 sons, Billy Chapman Jr. and now mayor of Las Mochas, and Frank Preste in house, and what an exciting show we have ahead of you. If you want to give us a call, we have 2 ways to do so. It's 877-792-1090 or 858, local number, 457-1090. Please do so. We'd love to hear from you. Stories of El Salto, maybe you have questions about it. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. Today's prize, thank you, Frank, is a trip on the Liberty, a full-day trip out of Fisherman's Landing. Excellent fishing going on right now on the Liberty at Taro. Speaking of Taro, all those boys, Ryan on the San Diego, Taro, they love going to El Salto. I mean,
they're all hooked.
That's who introduced me to this, actually, was Ryan on the San Diego, sending me pictures of frogfish with the frog choked down the throat. And literally,
who hooked you, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that got you into it?
Ryan is definitely the guy that got me into it.
Yeah. and he's the guy that got me into it, too.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
You know who always is going down there is Mike Lackey, too.
Oh, yeah.
He loves going.
Yeah,
so if you want to join today's show, we'd love to have you. We'll be right back with Let's Talk Hookup with the Billy Chapman family. I wanted to say another place, but Fish and El Salto with Billy Chapman Sr. Thank you. We'll be right back and Let's Talk Hookup. Mighty 1090.
38 years ago, my parents started Fast Lane Sailing Center. They sold catamarans because they wanted to do what they loved and sell what they loved to do. They wanted to share their passion with others, share the stoke. I'm Hayden Lane, and over the last 3 decades, my parents have shared that passion with thousands of people, my brother, sister, and I among them. We grew up right there at the shop in Dana Landing Marina in Mission Bay, sailing on the bay, fishing off the docks, and later off the Hobie Mirage kayaks. We grew up surrounded by the water. Our shop was filled with tools that Hobie and other brands have made to enjoy on the water. And I use them all. I mean all of them. Wouldn't you? So when you come into the shop, you're not going to hear a salesperson trying to convince you to buy something. You're going to hear us bragging about how much fun we have on these toys and telling you to do the same. We test every product out there, and we only sell the best because we want to use the best. So check out our website at FastlaneKayaking.com or get on down to the shop in Dana Landing and find your next adventure.
Buying a boat is a big decision, and you don't want to make a costly mistake with the wrong one. This is Pete Giacalone for Cussler Yachts. I've been in the fishing business my whole life. In fact, there are probably many of you out there that have fished with me. Well, now I've taken my boating knowledge and joined the team at Cussler Yachts. Mike Cussler and the rest of our team are true professionals when it comes to finding you the right boat. Just ask Pete Gray. I helped him make the right decision on his new boat after an extensive search, and we can help you find the boat of your dreams. We specialize in sport fishing boats and are the exclusive dealer for Regulator Marine, the finest center consoles on the market. At Cussler Yachts, we know fishing and we know boats, inside and out. We can save you thousands of dollars and get you into the right fishing boat for your needs and budget. Cussler Yachts is located on the waterfront at the beautiful Konakai Resort, and you can check us out on our website at CusslerYachts.com. That's KUSLER Yachts.com. Or give us a call at 1-866-607-5471. Ask for Pete and let me know you heard about it on Let's Talk Hookup.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com.
This is Captain Mark Rayer for Genren Sport Fishing. Located on the Sea of Cortez, we will show you a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Genren boats are outfitted with all accurate reels from the smallest Valiant 300 to the beefy ATDs. Simrad electronics, Fraser gyro binoculars, and crews with a passion to fish is just part of what makes us number one. Also, Cabo Yachts Vaquera has a Seakeeper for your comfort. For 2 live webcams and up-to-date fish report, accommodation packages, check out TeamGenren.com. We pick up at Rancho Leonero and all East Cape locations. So let's go fishing.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090, and a lot of legend here.
A lot of legend in this studio right here. And Captain Mike Pritchard's calling us from the Tribute. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, gang. How's it going?
Oh, doing great. Talking bass fishing here in Mexico, along with tuna fishing on the Tribute, right?
Yes, you know what? Off to a great start here this morning. I think we have 34 yellowfin and about a dozen or 14 skipjack for the morning. Great start. Very good tuna fishing yesterday and the day before. To go with some really good Dorado fishing lately. I mean, we've had some pretty phenomenal Dorado fishing, and this yellowfin is just adding to it. So very, very good tuna fishing so far here this morning.
Fantastic. How long of a trip do you need to get on before you're going to get into it?
1 day.
Oh, wow.
Our overnight trips lately, we've seen scores on the Dorado as high as 50. Very good tuna fishing for our one-day charter yesterday, and the day before we had about 100 of them. And off to a great start here this morning, and it is all within one-day range.
Fantastic. And the weather?
You know what? It's windy here this morning. We got like 8 knots of wind.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's been crazy how flat it's been, and the water's so warm. It's like tropics, right?
This is a nice change of pace. Yesterday, the last couple of days on the water, I mean, it's been ridiculous. It's been in the high 80s right off the bat in the morning, a lot of humidity. So this little bit of breeze is a nice change of pace, but it's still flat calm.
Wonderful. Well, if somebody wants to come fishing on the Tribute out of C4 Sport Fishing, have you been running some trips?
Oh, yeah. No. Tomorrow night, I think we still have a few spots left, and we're all of our limited load trips throughout the week are a go. Get a chance to come out here and get in on some of this hot yellowfin or Dorado action. Just give Seaforth Landing a call at 619-224-3383 or seaforthlanding.com. But, I mean, really some of this kelp fishing lately, some of these Dorado and some of these tuna bites have been outstanding.
Gotta love it. Live from the Tribute on the sat phone, Captain Mike Pritchard. Hey, get over there to C4 Sport Fishing. Go book a trip on the Tribute and go fishing with Mike. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the call.
No problem. Hopefully we got more for you tomorrow morning.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Hey, Jeff Mariani from Cedros Kayak Fishing. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good morning, guests. Don't want to take away from this fabulous show, probably the best show I've ever heard on Let's Talk Hookup. I'm a full bass head, so some of the best people in the bass world are in your spot today. So
no doubt.
Just a little quick report from Cedros. I saw Ricky down there. I had the Warbaits guys down all week. We had phenomenal bass fishing down there. The calico bass are just going crazy. We had big yellows right away, even on swim baits. 43.6 was our biggest fish.
Oh.
And that came on a swim bait, believe it or not, our first day of the trip. So, yeah, just really, really great fishing going on down there. Our biggest bass was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. And Ricky's fiance has a bigger bass, and I'll let him tell you guys about that. So, yeah, right away. So, yeah, just really, you know, as the Tribute just said, like, fantastic weather up here, fantastic weather down there, ridiculously hot, and just great fishing. So just wanted to give everyone a quick report there.
All right. Well, hey, fantastic. Sure appreciate that from Cedros Kayak Fishing. Now, the question is, you have any spots left to come down and go fishing with you, Jeff?
Yeah, you know, I work really well with the Mexican Airlines down there, and so my friend Luis down there, you know, he's let me know that there's some spots that I can sneak in. So if anyone wants to go down this year, you know, definitely give me a call. If you're traveling with someone else and you want some, you know, the first-hand dope, definitely give me a call. I'll let you know exactly what's going on and what to bring. And everyone stay tuned. September 1st, I'll be live over there at El Cajon Ford with you, Pete, and I got some good breaking news to tell everyone just about Cedros and stuff like that. So, yeah, the new Cedros is coming.
Yeah, big news from Cedros Kayak Fishing. Saturday, September 1st, live from El Cajon Ford with Jeff Mariani. Thanks, Jeff. Again, if somebody wants to book a trip, more information, how do we find you?
Give me a call, 760-412-2507, or check me out on the website, cedroskayakfishing.com.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the call this morning. All right. Hey, that does free up an open line, 877-792-1090. You want to talk legendary bass fisherman Bill Chapman Sr., the entire Chapman family. This is your opportunity. Also have a chance to talk, win a trip on the Liberty going fishing with Captain Taro. Let's jump into it. Tony in Culver City, we're going to start it off with you. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
All right, wanted to ask Frank as far as what's his favorite way to fish the bass down there at El Salto?
Favorite way at El Salto? Well, I caught my biggest one actually on a lizard. My favorite way is in the morning when people are, especially if it's overcast, when people are liking to use the popper, I like to use the fluke.
The fluke.
Okay.
Okay, that's
those
one of my...
Those are explosive, too, those bites on the shoreline with the fluke.
Exactly, and that's why I like them so much.
Oh, yeah.
I've had some of my most explosive bites with the fluke.
And bigger fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if they're going to eat the fluke, it's a big one, right?
Yep, it's a lot of fun, that's for sure.
And I think that's the cool thing, Corey, about Salto is the number of ways. Like if you fish a lake around here, it's like, well, you're going to fish a lizard. You're going to fish a worm. You're going to fish this. You're not going to have the variety of techniques that you fish.
You're really not. And like Frank's talking about the fluke, I mean, you can go where it's semi-tough fishing, and the fluke will really produce good numbers of fish and better fish, like you're saying, Frank. I mean, it definitely draws the bite and even the popper fishing. It's a slower kind of way of doing it, and yet you're getting that explosive bite on the surface, and it's just a absolute fun way of doing it. And that, for whatever reason, those Mexican bass, man, they have an attitude, and they not only smash the bait, but they pull hard, man.
Yeah, they do. Indeed.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, Tony, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that. That does free up. 858-457-1090, open right now. I have a question for Billy Jr. there, Mayor. Tell us about Bill Chapman Sr.'s Lake El Salto Resort. There's a few resorts down there at Lake El Salto. What separates you guys from the others?
Ooh, it comes from well, what, okay, Papa? You want?
Let me try to answer that.
Okay.
Sorry, Pete.
No problem.
Because I have a son that also competes against me, and he's very commercial.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, if you have, I only take care of 15, 16 people, and I don't want no more people. Where am I going to get guys for that many people?
Yeah.
Just as simple as that. And you're down there bass fishing, and I want to give you the best bass fishing there is.
Right.
And to get you the best bass fishing there is, I need 8 good guides. That's for 16 people.
Right.
And for 40 people, like my boy takes care of, he'll take care of 40, 50 people. Where am I going to get 20 good guys?
And I'd like to say something. I mean, this is coming from a customer's end, and you're right next door. You're literally right next door to who you're calling your competitor.
They're always next door to me.
Well,
all the competitors are next door to me.
But
80% of the people bass fishing in Mexico, the professional bass fishers that started with me, and sooner or later they're competitors. That's the way it goes.
But from the customer's end,
people want to go there.
And when you ask them for money to invest to stock a lake, nobody wants to give them money. You got to do it on your own.
But Billy Sr., let me say this, Billy Sr., from a customer's end, I'd like to say this, that it's not always what the brochure promises, okay? And I say this because when Ryan told me about it, I investigated, I looked into it, and there's other operations, and number one, a lot of them are away from the water. Your operation is right on the water, okay? The boats are right underneath your room. The other thing is, in the brochure, it looks like a lot less price to go with somebody else. But what's not put in the brochure so clearly is that there's all kinds of things added on. Your transportation from the airport's additional, your laundry's additional, you want adult beverages, that's additional. When you go to your place, sir, it is all-inclusive.
All-inclusive.
Okay, and that's...
Never dig in your pocket.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. That's coming from a customer's end, from my end. And it needs to be made clear to the people that are listening, that it's all-inclusive. There's nothing additional. Your laundry's done every day. You're staying in a beautiful place right on the water.
And when you walk in to the lodge after the morning session or the afternoon session,
what's waiting for you?
You have a hot lunch, and you have Carlos and Carla waiting there with your favorite beverage as you walk in the door. ready to take care of you.
When I go someplace, I like to be served.
Yes.
If I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I like to be served. I don't want to stand in line.
Yeah. Right? That pretty much says it there. Hey.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
The Chapman family came to Mexico in 1910.
1910.
Yes, Dr. William George Chapman, graduated from Baylor University as a physician. So he crossed the border in 1910 to work for the railroad. They had a huge hospital in Empalme, Sonora, which is very close to Guaymas and the Sea of Cortez, of course. So my grandpa grew up fishing, the Sea of Cortez back in the 1910s and 20s and 30s. And then from Empalme, Sonora, moved to El Rosario, Sinaloa, which is very close to the Pacific Ocean. It's 1 hour south of Mazatlan. And the reason why he moved to El Rosario is because the American people had a gold mine in El Rosario.
The Bank of America.
The Bank of America today.
Wow.
It was Bank of Italy back then.
Wow.
So they had a huge hospital in the gold mine. So they hired my grandpa to run the hospital.
Wow.
Then he moved to Mazatlan, from El Rosario to Mazatlan. And he had a clinic hospital in Mazatlan back in the 30s.
In the 30s?
20s. No, back in the 20s.
20s.
Sorry, back in
Wow.
the 20s. And then from Mazatlan, he moved to Los Mochis because the Americans were the owners of the sugar mill company. And they had a huge hospital there.
Wow.
So they hired my grandpa to run the hospital in Los Mochis. So this is how we came to Los Mochis in 1927.
Wow.
He married my grandma, an Italian lady, in El Rosario back in 1917, 13 or 17.
Wow.
So they moved to Los Mochis in 1927. So we are in Los Mochis since 1927. And then a Mexican businessman, his name was Aaron Sainz, bought the sugar mill company from the American people, or the Johnston family, back in the 40s. So Aaron Sainz sold the sugar mill company to the Mexican government, and this is when my grandpa retires from the practice of medicine in Los Mochis. And he got into the hotel business. So the Chapman family is very, very, very well orientated to give service.
Yeah.
So the Chapman family have never had a regular or ordinary home. We have always lived in hotels and fishing lodges.
And welcome people into your home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the main difference between the other people and my family in this business is that we take care of you 100%. That means that I welcome you, all our people, all our customers, personally at the airport.
Yeah.
And it's family, Billy. I mean, that's what you're saying. It's the family taking care of the customers, and from meeting you at the airport to bringing you to the resort, it's all in-house family that's taking care of you. Is that that's what you're trying to say. Bottom line.
That's right.
And now that my son got into a little bit of history, you know where Radio Shack came from?
No.
Los Mochis.
Los Mochis.
You want to hear the story about Radio Shack?
Sure.
Okay, I'll tell you the story about Radio Shack. I know Charles Stanley personally. Charles Stanley with a suit, black suit, bow tie, cigar. Well, I know him personally. You know why? Because the guy, the couple that used to own the sugar factory, the Johnson family, they had a daughter by the name of Connie, lived in Fort Worth. They went to school in Fort Worth, Texas, and Charles Stanley met the daughter. So naturally, when he was going with the daughter of the sugar company, he was invited to Los Mochis in Mexico. And at that time, I was about 14 years old. And I used to go to all these parties when he used to come down. I'm talking about 600, 800 people they used to invite when Charles Stanley used to come to Los Mochis. And he was sitting there. They put a big table there with a cigar, a bow tie, black suit all the time. Real elegant, Charles Stanley back in those days.
Wow.
And so he met the woman that and the man that owned the sugar factory. But he was killed in a plane accident in Mazatlan. He took a dive during the carnival in his plane to show off there, and they were pulled down on the dive. They're right in Mazatlan at the shoreline, and got killed.
Benjamin Johnston.
So he left the widow. So Charles Stanley used the widow. So he was going with the daughter, but he married the widow.
The widow. Oh, that's funny.
All the stories.
The first widow, because then he married a second widow.
Oh, my God. So we have one of your friends here online, the cast man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. Buenos dias, cast man.
Hey, buenos dias, everybody, and welcome Billy Sr., Billy Jr., and Billy Jr., congratulations on your winning the mayor there. It's great honor to know a mayor, personally.
Indeed, for sure. And so...
Anyway, Pete, I'm going to keep this report real short because you got a great show going, and we'll cover it real quick, starting in San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas. They had Hurricane Hector came pretty close to the tip there. Brought some wind, brought some heavy rain, some flooding in Cabo itself, but no damage. Resorts are all open. Everything's fine. It continued out toward Hawaii. They're fishing inside the Sea of Cortez still. Nice great tuna there at the Island Bank. Some fish up to 100, 150 pounds. And like I say, a lot of those fish are in that 20 to 40 pound class. Also Dorado in the mix and a few wahoo. Up in La Paz there, the same thing. Off of Cerralvo Island, they still got a good tuna bite going there, reporting fish up to over 100 pounds. A lot of fish being lost. Guys just aren't equipped. And this one guy had about a 80-pound tuna. He was on it for 2 hours, and that's about the time to cut the line. But they're also getting us some Dorado up there. Rooster fish all along the beaches there on the tip of Baja from La Paz all the way down around San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas. Nice grade roosters up to 40, 50, 60 pounds. And that's the report for this week. I'll look for you in the show tomorrow. Be on the show tomorrow morning, Pete. I'll be there bright and early. I already told Adam to make sure he's got the coffee on when I get there.
You bet, cast man. Looking forward to having you here. Mighty 1090 Studios, 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And if somebody wants to come visit you with Cast Tours, go to Lake El Salto, the Bill Chapman Seniors Resort, or any of the other great destinations. How do we find you, Cass?
Yeah, give us a call at Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or on the web at www.casttours.com. And we've sold out that trip to El Salto, and we'll be putting another one together. So if anybody wants to go, give me a call.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Cass, and certainly appreciate it. And look forward to the El Salto trips for sure. And all right, we'll see you tomorrow, Cass.
All right, man, be there.
All right. Today's Catch Report is sponsored by Gamakatsu Hooks, Japan's leading fish hook that sets a standard for quality and innovation, strength and durability. Local tuna and yellowtail fishing is happening, and you should make the Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hook your go-to hook. So it has a strength and durability as well as the right design. The hook the fish easier and put the fish on the deck. Get the Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hook at your favorite tackle store today. Saw the man yesterday. I know there's some exciting stuff coming out, Pete.
Oh, yeah, a lot of good stuff with the Liberty as well as the Searcher coming up. We'll talk about that later.
All right. Hey, if you want to give us a call, we have a line open on each side, 877-792-1090, 858-457-1090. We have legendary Billy Sr. from Billy Senior Resorts and on El Salto, and Billy Chapman Jr., going to be mayor of Las Mochas. Congratulations. If you want to join us on the show today, please give us a call. Let's Talk Hookup. We'll be right back on the Mighty 1090. Thank you.
This is Chelsea from Dana Landing in Mission Bay. We are truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack. Perfect up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, and our staff will dial you in. We even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. Our deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. Hey, need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle, the ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero. You know, the ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, you know, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special, special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
The Yamaha Outboard Summer Power Sales Event is here. Until the end of August, eligible new select 90 to 200 horsepower 4-cylinder 4-strokes include 2 free years of Yamaha extended service. And eligible new 2.5 to 75 horsepower 4-strokes include up to $500 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends August 31, 2018, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. You know, at the ICAST convention, there was one standout, best in show, the Corrado DC from Shimano. You talk about the ultimate casting bass reel.
For El Salto, are you kidding me?
Oh, man. This thing, you cast smarter with it. It's digitally controlled. And here's the crazy thing. It has all the amazing features of a reel that should cost twice as much, and it's under $250.
One of the reels they finally put in the, not finally, but they've put in the right price point.
Yeah, for sure. And
not finally.
It is unbelievable how well this Corrado DC cast. Just go down to your local Shimano dealer and cast one. You'll be amazed. The Corrado DC has the high gain gears, the Shimano backing. Everything about it is truly the ultimate bass reel. So check it out, the new Corrado DC from Shimano at your local Shimano dealer.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090, and packed house we have today, Pete.
Yes, indeed. And you want to get through, one line open at 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. One line open there. Let's jump into the phones there.
Let's
Corey.
do it, Pete. And in doing so, we're going to talk to Mike. Mike's calling from Rosemead. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I got a friend up in Sierra Madre, and I was telling him that I was going to go on the Liberty, and he, instantly opened his eyes and said, wow, I went down to El Salto with Taro, fished with him down there, so I thought I'd throw that in. But my question is, in comparison to our lakes up here that get pounded with recreation type of people during the summertime, jet skiers and water skiers, so much like that, do they have that type of problem down there in the lakes down in Mexico, or because of the remoteness, they don't experience that type of pressure?
They really don't, Mike, and I mean that's something that Billy Jr. could answer for you.
No water skiers, that's
right?
damn
Exactly,
sure.
right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my answer. In Mexico, we have on both sides of the country big oceans. On the west side we have the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Cortez, and on the east side we have the Gulf of Mexico. So Mexican people, they rather go to the oceans than to the Mexican lakes. So we have very few Mexican people attending Mexican lakes. So we don't have water sports like you do in America in Mexican lakes. So Mexican lakes are mainly
fishing lakes
for the Americans to enjoy.
For American people,
Yeah.
bass fishing, because
Right.
we don't have a Mexican tradition of bass fishing in Mexico.
And Mike, just to paint a picture for you, okay? If you've never been to El Salto, it's a flooded jungle. They literally put a dam and flooded the jungle. And most of our lakes here in Southern California, the water quality is the number one issue, okay? So they literally take a tractor and they tear down every standing tree and take them all down, okay, and then flood it to a barren lake. Well, El Salto is a flooded jungle, and it's literally, you're fishing through a jungle of trees to catch these fish.
So if you're a native of Mazatlan, you rather go for a dorado, for a marlin,
you fish the ocean,
shellfish, to fish the ocean. So you don't look into the Sierra Madre Mexican lakes.
Billy, I could tell you firsthand from Dinora's family, they absolutely laugh at me when they know, well, they don't laugh at me, but they laugh at the fact that Americans will pay that money to go down and fish in a lake.
And catch and release.
Right. And you're not going to keep anything? What are you bringing home for dinner?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Right?
So this is what I'm going to say is very special. And I'm going to say it with a lot of respect. You know? I don't have a Mexican market. My business runs on the American market. I need a very powerful and strong American economy.
Yes.
So you can fly down bass fishing in Mexico.
Right.
I depend 100% on the American bass fishermen.
Yes.
I need American people in Mexico.
Yes.
And the other thing that I want to say about, I'm going to let my dad talk about, is about how safe is going to Mexican lakes in Mexico.
Very much. And I will hold that because we're going to go very north up to Katmai Lodge right now. And very excited. In 2 weeks from today, I'll be standing on the banks of the Alagnac River with Bob and Trapper. Good morning, Bob and Trapper.
Morning, guys. How you doing today?
Hey, doing terrific. I'm very excited for this report. I'm headed to Alaska on Monday for our first trip up the Whalers and then up to Katmai Lodge with our group a couple weeks from today. How's the fishing?
Well, gentlemen, there's lots of hookups going on here. We've got fresh coho and pinks coming in huge numbers. Also, fresh chum are still coming in, and believe it or not, we're still getting fresh sockeyes coming in. We set a record this year bay-wide, and the old record was 61.5 million, so we still got them. So now you could go out there and catch all 5 species of salmon, and always rainbow, dolly, and grayling. Everyone is leaving with full boxes of fish and smiling faces.
Wow.
We're seeing lots of fat bears, some moose, and some wolves. They fish just like the bears. That's the wolves, not the moose. Also, lots and lots of eagles around feeding on fish. Lots of young eagles, too, because they're not very good fishermen. So book a trip now for next year. You'll be very happy you did. Come and join the fun and get hooked up.
How does that affect the trout fishing, Trapper? I mean, I know one of the things that we're come up there is that giant Alaskan rainbow trout at the end of this, basically toward the end of the season here. How's that abundance of salmon affect the trout fishing?
Well, all the sockeyes go into the feeder streams that are in the lake, and so there's going to be a lot more of them up there. The trout are definitely going to be fat and full, but the chum and the sockeyes are spawning. So I noticed yesterday when I was upriver that the sockeyes were getting out ready and getting on their beds. And so they all don't spawn at the full time, but next week and the week after is when they do the traditional spawning. And all those trout are going to be in this river and into the lakes just gorging themselves. And the sockeyes will be spawning about the third week and the last week of August is when they do their major spawning. But, of course, the fish that are coming in later are going to spawn later. So it's going to be the great trout fishing is going to be hanging on right into September.
Well, perfect. We're arriving there in 2 weeks from today. We should be right on time. And, I know you're sold out this year, but next year is already filling up. If somebody wants to come to one of the most amazing places in the world, Katmai Lodge in Katmai National Park, how do we find it?
You can go on. There's 2 ways to get us, Pete. We can go on to our website. It's www.katmai.com, or you can just call the 1-800 numbers, 1-800-330-0326.
Oh, fantastic. Bob, you're going to be a busy guy flying that plane the next couple weeks, aren't you?
I'm looking forward to you sitting in the right seat and we're going out to
Bob.
those trouts.
Bob, if you would you please make sure that Pete gets some rest, because he's working awfully hard on these trips, doing a lot of research. Okay, make sure don't fish him too hard, please.
Well, we'll try to. He's always a good guy out there.
Thanks, Bob. We'll see you in a couple weeks and talk to you next week on the show. Looking forward to our trip with our group. Thanks.
Okay,
to
talk
Cat
to you
My
guys
Lodge.
later.
All right,
a lot.
thanks for the report.
Good week, gentlemen.
Steve Carson, the legendary Steve Carson's down on the San Diego Bay at the Shelter Island Fishing Pier. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys, let me tell you, everybody out there listening, get your kids, put them in the car, come down to the Shelter Island Pier. This event is so cool. It's a perfect, beautiful day. Great way to cool off anyway. San Diego Sport Fishing Council's event. Also got volunteers from San Diego Anglers and San Diego Rod and Reel Club. Free loaner rods. It's just a great social event. The fish are biting pretty good. I've been seeing mackerel and jack smelt and a few other things coming over the rail. But mainly it's just lots of kids and families having fun. And, of course, when you're out on the pier, you don't need a fishing license. So no excuse not to come down here. It'll be going on until 1 o'clock. So come on down.
Shelter Island Fishing Pier, it's free, sponsored by the San Diego Sport Fishing Council, and the legendary Steve Carson will show you how to do it, right?
What a great kids event, Pete. They've
Absolutely.
had a couple of great ones already.
Yeah, and it's all free.
Yep.
Totally free. Yeah, and there's kids in strollers. Theoretically, it's for age 6 and up, but believe me, there's kids that are way under 6, and there might even be a few adults kind of bent over trying to pretend like they're kids. Although, if you're an adult looking for a peaceful, solitary day of fishing out on the pier, today is not it.
Yeah. So, Steve, let me ask you this: if they just come down, you supply the rods and reels and everything?
No, yeah, they do have to register.
Okay.
That is their, it's our modern world. They've got to pre-register, and there's a bunch of prizes. Yeah, you just got to be here.
Okay. The Shelter Island Fishing Pier. Steve Carson, thanks for the report. Appreciate that.
All right, Steve, good one. And if you want to join us on the show today, we're having an absolute fun time. 877-792-1090, 858-457-1090. We have the whole Chapman family in here. Not to understate the fact they're responsible for putting all these Florida stream bass in all the Mexican lakes, and for beautiful El Salto and Billy Chapman's resort on El Salto, and more from Frank Preste. If you want to give us a call, please do so. Something to add, and you want your chance at winning a full-day trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. We'll be right back on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Quality is the name of the game at Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay. Free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, plus a great fleet. It's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Tomahawk, Prowler, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Fifth Avenue Insurance has a new name. It's Snap Insurance. Still providing anglers and boaters with the best in boat insurance and the lowest rates. The experts at Snap Insurance will make sure your boat and property are covered right. Traveling to Mexico? Snap has you covered. You can even work with your agent to wrap your home and auto with your boat policy to save even more. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Snap Insurance, 800-527-6617 or snapins.com. That's That's SNAPPINS.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
It's summertime in San Diego, and that means a couple of things. The getting is good for yellowfin and bluefin off our Southern California coast. A road trip to bag some High Sierra trout sounds like a great weekend. And the Ford Summer Sales event has started at your San Diego County Ford dealers. In fishing, we love to get away, and we love to have the best gear. And right now is the perfect time to upgrade to a brand new Ford truck or SUV. The absolute best piece of fishing gear you could have. During the summer sales event, your San Diego County Ford dealers have great offers on a wide variety of trucks and SUVs, including great financing and cashback offers on some of the most popular models. They've got deals across their lineup to get you into the perfect size SUV for you. And they've got deals on F-150, Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. Great payload and towing capabilities make it the perfect piece of tackle. Learn more at BuyFordNow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up. This is Pete Gray to tell you about one of my favorite places to fish in the world. It's Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. For several years now, we've been hosting groups at Whalers Cove, and this is certainly one trip I do not miss. Each year, the Powers family makes great improvements to the lodge that make this great lodge even better. New rooms, new boats, new fish processing facilities, new outdoor kitchen. The list goes on and on. As for fishing, the calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large town, so you will enjoy wilderness adventure without the crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there's no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Here's the deal. The word is out on Whalers Cove, so you want to go? Book soon. WhalersCoveLodge.com or call 800-423-3123. WhalersCoveLodge.com for the Alaska fishing experience of a lifetime.